Yes.
Exodus 34:7, it says, forgiving sin and iniquity and transgression, and that by no means will clear the guilty. And I'm familiar with the difference between redemption and remission. Remission in the Old Testament, redemption today. That's why the saints in paradise could not get out until Jesus Christ redeemed their sins. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Then I preached that in my church, and somebody asked me, then how did Moses and Enoch get to heaven without their sins being redeemed?
Mm-hmm. All right, take your Bible, turn to Revelation chapter 11. There are two answers on that. First of all, get Revelation 11 one hand, get Hebrews chapter 9 the other. They didn't ask you about Elijah?
Yes, Elijah and Enoch, they were translated.
Well, they asked you about two of them or three of them?
Well, Moses also. I believe in chapter 11 it said Moses and Elijah.
Moses and Elijah. What did they ask you about? What did they ask you about, two or three?
Especially Enoch and Elijah.
Enoch and Elijah, all right. Revelation chapter 11. Now, the answer on Elijah and Moses is real plain. They got to heaven temporarily. They couldn't stay. All right, Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11, here they come back again. And when they come back again, look at verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and overcome them and kill them. So their residence is temporary. They've got to come back and die again. Elijah didn't die, but Moses died. He has to die twice. Now, Enoch's a little different case. Come to Hebrews chapter 9. Hebrews chapter 9, begin at verse 26. Hebrews 9:26. And now, what you got to remember about Enoch is a Gentile. He's not a Jew. Matter of fact, when Enoch is around, there isn't a Jew around. First Jew is Abraham. So when the Lord told Moses, Exodus chapter 32 and 33 and 34, forgiving iniquity, so forth and so on, he's talking generally there about a law situation that Elijah and Moses would be under. But you couldn't say what the situation is for Gentiles before the law. You couldn't hardly tell. Now here's the statement, Hebrews 9:26. For then must he have often suffered since the foundation of the world, but now once in the end of the world hath he appeared to put away sin with the sacrifice of himself. Now watch it. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment, so Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many. All right? As it is appointed men once to die, but after this the judgment, that isn't true doctrinally. Dorcas died twice. Eutychus died twice. The widow of Nain's son died twice. Lazarus died twice. Jonah died twice. Jairus' daughter died twice. A lot of people in the Bible died twice. So the statement is, appointed men once to die, and after this the judgment is generally true. I use that in preaching, personal work, good passage to use. But it isn't doctrinally true. There are people in the Bible that die twice because Moses died once and will die again. And those people typify people who die in the tribulation, come up, go in the millennium, and die in the millennium. That's the type. Now you asked about Enoch. The trouble with Enoch is real simple. He's an exception to the rule. So he can be exception to the rule in Exodus 34. Enoch is an absolute exception to the rule because it is not only not appointed him to die once, and after this the judgment, he doesn't ever die. He doesn't die twice and doesn't die once. He doesn't ever die. But he's the only man in the Bible who never does. And the reason why is God has to have one type in the Bible that pictures the Christians who are living when Christ comes. If Christ came right now, would you ever die? No, you never would. So that one man is Enoch. So just tell him he's an exception to the rule, which he is.
One of the men suggested as John was picked up and translated in the book of Revelation, he was translated, picked up and carried over our heads and set down and he wrote. Is that correct? Do you believe that?
Set down where?
Well, over in the year 2000, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
All right. They said that also maybe Enoch was picked up and put over on this side of the cross, on this side of redemption. Is anything to that?
Oh, somebody is really reaching out to get that, brother. Where would you find that in the Bible?
Just a possibility. I don't know. Somebody suggested to me in my congregation that it's a possibility.
Well, the problem with that thing is, where's the... I don't think of one verse like it. Turn to Jude. The only thing in any connection with that is Enoch's prophesying the second advent like John does. But he's not carried forward into time. He's carried forward in space. Jude, verse 14, Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, the Lord, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. So he prophesied like John, but he's translated in space. John is translated in time. Those are two different things. Yes, sir.
Nothing like a Bible to clear up a college education.